morning. Are you tired of shoveling snow and ready to trade that shovel in for some sunscreen and flip-flops? Because if you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay, there's a few things you need to know before you pick your neighborhood. And this is personal for me because in 2010, I actually did relocate here to Tampa Bay from California. And like a lot of people relocating, I thought I had done all my homework. I found what I thought was the perfect neighborhood, beautiful home, great community, and I made sure that the elementary school was solid because at that time my son was 10. But I didn't fully research or the middle and high school also what I wanted. So fast forward a few years, my son is 7th grade, and we realized this home isn't going to work for us long term because of the schools. So we had to sell and move again. And I'll tell you, if I had worked with a realtor who specializes in relocations, he would have dug into my lifestyle, my long-term goals, and figured out what actually mattered to me. I would have definitely bought differently the first time. And this is exactly why I approach things differently with my client. I had a client relocating here from Las Vegas. He was talking to his coworkers here in Tampa, and they were all pointing him towards the Brandon, Riverview, Valrico area. And listen, these are great areas, especially if you're commuting to McDill or you have school-age kids. It's a practical location because the schools are good. But here's what he didn't know. He's a 42-year-old guy, no kids, so this isn't a great neighborhood for him. He wanted to buy a boat and actually enjoy the Florida lifestyle. So once I sat down with him and really dug into how he wanted to live, not just where he wanted to live, we completely shifted his search. Because moving to Tampa can look very different depending on the lifestyle that you want. So let's break down some of the most popular areas and who they're actually a good fit for. Let's start with the city of Dunedin. This is one of those areas that people fall in love with, and they fall in love fast. You've got a walkable downtown, you've got tons of restaurants and breweries and bars. There's a Pinellas Trail that goes through there. Festivals are happening there all the time. It has a really strong community feel, and you're just a few minutes from the water. Then right next door is Clearwater, which is known for having some of the best beaches in the United States. So if your vision of Florida includes sunsets and beach days and being down close to the water, then this area delivers. Now, one thing to know, Pinellas County is pretty much built out. There's not a lot of new construction. So if you're looking for brand new construction at a lower price point, this may not be your first stop. So let's talk about Wesley Chapel. This area is north of Tampa and has seen a ton of growth. A go-to neighborhood for buyers who want newer homes. You'll find a lot of new construction, master plan community, amenities like pool houses and clubhouses and lagoons and walking trails. You've also got great access to shopping and restaurants and healthcare with newer hospitals and medical centers all right there. So if you're looking for something more turnkey and typically more value for your money, Wesley Chapel is a strong option. Then you've got to look at Lutz and Odessa, which is where I live. These areas are known for highly rated schools, and you can often find larger lots with a little bit more space between your neighbors and some privacy. Some properties even give you that slightly more rural feel while still being close enough to Tampa for work and everyday life. So if you're looking for land and space and strong school options, these are definitely areas to consider. Now let's circle back to Brandon. Brandon is south of Tampa, and as is nearby Riverview and Valrico, and they are a great commute and the schools are great. Particularly if you're trying to get onto MacDill Air Force Base, this is a great practical location. Like I said, the schools are solid, it's great for families, master plan, it checks a lot of boxes. But if you're single or prioritizing lifestyle like walkability or nightlife or being near the water, this may not be your best fit. And that's exactly why I don't want you to pick the house. I want to match your area, your lifestyle to the area that we shop in. So when buyers start moving to Tampa, they start searching on Zillow, and oftentimes they find a home that they love, and it looks perfect. But what they don't always see are the things that impact their daily life. For example, are school zones important, commute times, distance to the beach, access to healthcare, community amenities. And one of the biggest ones here is a consideration of insurance. In Florida, depending on where you buy, you may be required to carry flood insurance. There are designated flood zones, and that directly impacts your monthly costs. Now, that doesn't mean you avoid those areas altogether. It's just something that you need to understand when it comes to them. Some buyers choose homes that don't require flood insurance because they don't want to have that extra expense. However, others decide being close to the water is worth the cost. But either way, you want to make that decision with your eyes wide open. And that's why my buyer consultation is so detailed. We start with your lifestyle. Then we go into the type of home that you want. Are you looking for a single family? Do you want a condo? How many bedrooms and bathrooms do you need? Do you have to have a pool in your backyard, or is a community pool enough? Are you okay with living in an HOA community, or would you like some more unregulated living? If you're looking for more value here in the Tampa Bay area, we're probably going to be looking north of Tampa or south of Tampa. If you want to be closer to the downtown, airport, sporting events, you're going to pay more for that proximity. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about finding the right fit for you. And my goal is simple. When I'm working with relocation, I want to make sure you get it right the first time. If you're thinking about making a move to the Tampa Bay, the first step is to give me a call and let's start the conversation. Jennifer Messina, Keller Williams, Relocation, Tampa.